embarrassing. All of the things I need living inside of me. I can see it. It's so embarrassing. All of the love I see living inside of me. I can't see. I'm blind.
Hey you guys, I am starting my day with my 3-mile walk. I actually woke up at 4 a.m. this morning and I am on my 3rd mile now, but I do like to work out for an hour a day. So looking at my watch here, I still have about 6 minutes and some change left, and then I'm going to clock in at 5. And like clockwork, guess who's coming down 20 minutes after I clock in? This little one. All right, so I like to start my day reviewing some office procedures. I really like doing contraceptives because they are one of the easier procedures to review. So I have some like IUD insertions and removals. Those 2 codes that you see there are the ones that you would bill. These would be your CPT codes, and then you have your ICD-10 or diagnosis codes over here, depending on which ones you or which ones they are performing in the documentation. So sometimes we just have insertions, which is the Z30.430, or we have the removals, which is the Z30.432, and then sometimes we have patients come in for like an IUD swap where they have to get one taken out and then a new one placed. That's going to be the Z30.433. And you also want to make sure you bill your HCPCS code depending on the device that is placed. So those are some easy procedures that I like to do first thing in the morning. Some other easy ones are some like endometrial biopsies. So that's going to be right over here where they can dilate the cervix and then go up and take a sample of your endometrium, and that gets sent off to pathology. The diagnosis code that we see more is the postmenopausal bleeding, so the N950 is the one that I get a lot for these endometrial biopsies. Or they'll have like a polyp on the endometrium, like a corpus uteri polyp, and that's going to be your N84.0. What else do I review? Also some colposcopies, so that's going to be the 575. I think it's 57454. Yes, yeah, right here. So 57454 through 57456 I see a lot of. So this is when they take a endoscope to be able to see the cervix. So it says colposcopy of the cervix, including the upper adjacent vagina, with biopsies of the cervix and endocervical curettage. So this is them just seeing what the cervix looks like and taking biopsies, or they can curette the endocervix to be able to send off those samples to pathology. Here are our diagnosis codes over here that are common for this code. And if you're wondering what book this is the Optum Coding Companion for OBGYN. My employer did provide this, so I did not have to pay for this book. But yeah, this is nice if you are doing procedures like what I'm saying here, and having the diagnosis codes right here is also helpful. So that way you don't feel like you have so many books that you have to look through. When you have a specialty that you code for, it's nice to have a coding opinion because they also give great coding tips. So like, I think for majority all of the codes will have some type of coding tips to help guide you along the way and making sure you're choosing the right code. So yes, I definitely love this kind of book. But what else are some common procedures? Okay, yeah, we also will do NSTs, which is a non-stress test. And that's going to be 59025 if I can get there. Okay, so here is a fetal non-stress test. And the most common reason that we do these is the patient will come in and say that they aren't feeling the baby move as much. So that's going to be the decreased fetal movement. And let's see, where's that code at? I actually don't see it on here. So I will have to look at that one in the book just so you guys can see what that code looks like. It's going to be right over here, 03681, and then usually the NSTs are done during the 3rd trimester, so it's going to be the 3, and then your last digit there is going to be a 0 if it's only one fetus. But if it were, let's say, a twin gestation, then you would use a 1 for baby A or a 2 for baby B, and then so on. But yeah, so those are just some procedures that I like to review first thing in the morning. Right here, I'm billing out a sterilization. So this patient had got their tubes removed. So that's going to be the 58661. And you see here, this coding tip, it says some pairs require that the service be reported twice with modifier 50 appended to the second code, while others require identification of the service only once with modifier 50 appended. So that is so true, because the payer that I'm billing to actually wants you to bill 58661 twice with modifier 50 on both lines. So you just have to make sure you pay attention to your payer policies. And then here were some other diagnosis codes that are commonly used for this code. And then there is another code where it kind of seems like it would be for sterilization, and they actually have Z30.2. If you see on the right side there, they have Z30.2 linked to the 58670. And this used to be the code that we reported, but then we received guidance from ACOG that said that 58661 would be the more appropriate code for when they are removing the tubes completely. So for this code, they're just cutting the tubes, or maybe they'll burn the tubes for the 58670, and then for 58671, they will use some type of clips or clamps to tie the tubes. So you just have to pay attention to what the provider has documented in the documentation. And then for the diagnosis code, we're going to go with Z30.2. And then here is just an example of what it would look like in your CPT book. If you're looking at 58661, it's going to be this description here. So I took pictures of my CPT book and then I put them on my computer so that way I don't have to have two books on my desk at once. But I do use the coding companion when I feel like pulling it out. And usually it's just for when I'm recording so you guys can see, because I do have a digital version kind of the coding companion with the encoder that we use, which is Select Coder. So I don't have to have my coding companion out all the time. But if for some reason Select Coder would be down, it's great to have the coding companion available. I don't care how old that movie is. Meet the Parents will always be one of my top favorite Ben Stiller movies. I cannot get enough of it. I don't even care about the second one or the third one. It's always the first one for me. Meet the Parents, I probably watched that over 100 times. You guys are probably wondering, what happened to your son? It's awfully quiet right now. My husband's here, so he has him and he's napping right now, thank God. So I'm actually able to film in peace. It doesn't last long though.
Is that a HIPAA violation?
Shit just got real, things are getting intense now. I hear you talking about we a lot, or you speak French now. Giving me the sign, so I gotta take a hint now. I hit you up like, do you wanna hang right now? On the east side, and you know I'm with the gang right now. You say, do I wanna watch, do I know what time it is right now? It's after 2 a.m. and that's asking a lot of you right now. All she talking about is come and see me for once. Come and see me for once. Y'all never come to me. Y'all never come to me. Yeah. All she hit me with is come and see me for once. Come and see me for once. You don't ever come to me. Y'all never come to me.
Back to work we go. So here I have a hysteroscopy and DNC. So this time they're taking the endoscope all the way up through to the endometrium, which is inside the uterus. And they are able to see inside. And then they also are going to be taking samples of the endometrium, kind of similar to an endometrial biopsy. And here are the common codes here that you would bill. I can't remember which one I billed because I do so many of them, but here's just a shot of all of them and a shot of what it looks like in your CPT book. Now I'm looking at a sling operation. So that code's going to be the 57288. This was not done laparoscopically. So this is actually like the picture that you see there, how it's going to be performed. And the diagnosis code I'm using is the N39.3. And I'm not going to lie, every time I read one of these notes, it kind of makes me want to do my Kegels. To read it, it sounds very uncomfortable, but I hope it helps those that need it. And then here is what the description would look like if you were looking at the code in your CPT book. So happy the workday is almost over. And because I had a salad, I am going to have a light snack. So let's go and grab that.
If I send out the troops, will you all calm down? Yes, we promise. Okay. Sergeant, establish your recon post downstairs. Code red. You know what to do. Yes, sir. All right, man. You heard.
I thought I told you to pick these up. Shouldn't they be there by now? What's taking them so long?
Hey, these guys are professionals. They're the best. Come on, they're not lying down on.
It's a lunchbox. We've got a lunchbox here.
A lunchbox? Lunchbox? Your lunch.
Okay, second present. It appears to be.
Red alert! Red alert! Andy is coming upstairs.
Go! There.
Sergeant, repeat.
What's up there with you?
Woody, what are you doing under the bed?
Nothing. Nothing. I'm sure Andy was just a little excited. Hello? Oh, yeah. Ah! Whoa! Hey, whoa. Did I try to...
Stay back, everyone.
I found mine in the ready.
Thank you. Thank you all. Thank you.
That was with style.
Man, the dolls must really go for you.
Oh, shut up. In a couple of days, everything will be just...
And then my last case is going to be a treatment of a missed abortion. So this patient was pregnant, but unfortunately she ended up having a not necessarily a miscarriage because the baby is still inside her. There was no bleeding or anything like that. There was just no fetal pull, meaning there was no heart rate or heartbeat. So we are going to be looking at the 59820, which is on this page here. And it says here, treatment of a missed abortion, completed surgically, first trimester. And here's my diagnosis code, 002.1. So like I said, I do have the codes on my computer screen. So I'm just clicking through here to find the code so you guys can see what it would look like in your CPT book. My book probably doesn't look like you guys's because I don't have a 2024. I'm not sure what year my book is. But if you go to 59820, this is what you will see here. And that's pretty much it for the video, you guys. I want to thank you all for watching. Make sure to subscribe, and I hope to see you in my next one.